All right, gang, we're going to start with weights. 1, 2, or 3 pound weights. You're going to stand in front of them because we're going to get to them in just a minute. All right, let's start standing up and let's get that posture set. So roll those shoulders up, back, and down. I want to start just with some shoulder movement. So close your ribs, nod your chin down, get the nape of your neck nice and long, and really activate. Really pull everything up, 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 up. Think about a panini. So you really squish that panini. Think about a spine panini. That's what Charlie calls it, spine panini. Really pulling it in. And let's start by an easy circle of those arms, 3 in one direction. Now, when you do this, try not to pop those ribs open. Keep those ribs closed. And let's go 3 in the other direction. Around and around. And stop with those arms out in front of you. And open your left arm. Keep your gaze in front of you. And close it, and open your right arm, and close it. Now this time, open it with your head movement. Open it, and close it, and open it, and close it. Now both arms, bring them up and down. You're still keeping that core really activated, and up, still pulling up in that pelvic floor. Now take your head with your arm movement up and down. So it's just your face that's moving. You're not moving any other part of your powerhouse. One more time, and up and down. Good. Come back to looking straight out. Hands are down by your side. Shrug those shoulders up, as in, I don't know, and drop them down. And shrug them up and drop them down. Keep that core activated and shrug them up and drop them down. Now stretch them out in front of you. Now again, that core is still active. Reach them in front and pull them back. So protract those shoulders and retract those shoulders. And protract without losing that powerhouse. One more time. And protract and retract. And arms come down. Nod your chin down and let's just roll down. Nice and easy. Rolling it down. Starting to get some stretch in your low back. And relax it down. Now from here, bend your knees. Now take your tailbone straight up. And bend your knees. And tailbone up. Pull your belly up. Don't let your belly hang on your quads. One more time. Bend your knees. And tailbone goes straight up. And pull your shoulders away from your ears as you roll yourself back up again. And let's do that again. This time, let's take an arm movement with us. So let's dive down, nod your chin, scoop your belly as you roll it down, feeling the stretch in your back. And let it relax and bend your knees. Now take that tailbone straight up and bend your knees and straight up. And one more time, bend your knees. And straight up and pull your shoulders away from your ears and scoop your belly and roll it up. All right, now I want you to put your heels on your weight. So the balls of your feet are on your mat, but your heels are on your weight. So you're elevated. All right, now we're going to squat, but I want you to try to keep your body up so you're not hinging forward. So squat down and squeeze your glutes and squat down. And squeeze your glutes. Now use your arms and squat down and squeeze your glutes and squat down and squeeze your glutes. Now this time with your heels up, nod your chin and roll it down. Now you should be able to get down a little bit farther. So let's put those hands on that mat and walk it out to your plank. Your heels will come off of your weights. Now push your shoulders over your fingers and flex your feet back. And push your shoulders over your fingers and flex it back. One more time. Over your fingers, flex it back, come back to neutral and walk it back. Your heels go back to your weights and Pull your shoulders away from your ears, scoop your belly, and roll it up. All right, now once again, let's do those plies. So it's a plie, not a squat. It's a plie because you're up, you're staying upright. This time, open your arms out. Plie and straighten. And plie, close those ribs and straighten. And plie and straighten. And arms come up and articulate it down. Roll it down and walk it out to your plank. Expand those shoulder blades. Touch your right knee to the mat and back to plank. And left knee to the mat and back to plank. And right knee and flat. And left knee and plank. One more time. And right knee and plank. And left knee and plank. Pull your belly up as you walk it back. Put your heels back on your weight. Stay there for just a second. Take a second and relax your head. And we're going to walk right back out to your plank. Right back out to your plank. All right, now you're going to keep your shoulders nice and square. And you're just going to rotate as if you're going to try to touch your right hip to the mat. But you're really going to keep everything square. And back to center. Rotate your left hip towards the mat. So your shoulders are staying square on that mat. Keep that action going. Your shoulders are staying square. This rotation is coming from your thoracic area. And center one more time. Rotate and center and rotate and center and carefully put your knees down. Good. Come on around and grab your weights. So now you're seated with your weights in your hands. All right, shoulders are up, back and down, and you've got that beautiful posture. Palms are facing up. So we're gonna roll just a little bit back. Remember that you're not starting to roll from your belly button, you're starting to roll from your sit bones. So as you roll back, I want you to hover your hands and bring it back up. You're not going very far, just enough to feel that load. Now, press those armpits down and squeeze your armpits together. So you're really keeping that back activated. Two more. And back and up and back and up. Now, turn your weights over. Now we're going to roll those weights. And if your weights don't roll, repeat what we're doing here. Or you can hold on to it and let your knuckles slide on your mat. So first of all, you're going to stay upright and we're just going to work in your deep, deep scoop. So as you scoop, I want you to push your weights forward, which feels counterproductive. So you're going to push your weights forward. So you're not really going back in your scoop. You're really taking your scoop from your pelvic floor, scooping and stretching and rolling it back up again. And scooping it, really pulling up through that sternum and back up. Once again, and scoop it, stretch it across your shoulders and up. Now we're going the other direction. So now you're going to scoop it back and you're going to let those weights roll back with you and roll them back up and roll it back with you and roll it back up and roll back with you and roll it back up. Now we're going to do some roll backs all the way, but we're going to go in increments and I want you to try to use your legs. So bring your legs together and squeeze your knees together. You still are going to roll your weights or not. If your weights don't roll, you can put your fingertips on the mat. So we're going to roll back. So I want you to roll back 2 inches. All right, now push those sit bones towards your heels and squeeze those legs together and roll back 2 more inches. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And roll back 2 more inches, squeeze, 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 and roll back 2 more inches and squeeze, 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 and roll back a little bit more. And let's take it all the way down. All right, now grab your weights with your hands and turn them over so your palms are facing the ceiling. So we're going to do, and now let's bring your legs. You don't have to squeeze your legs together. They can be hip distance apart, so you don't have so much action in those hip flexors. So now we're just going to do some chest lifts and you're gonna hover the back of your hands. So remember, we've been working a lot on not lifting that head with your neck. So you want to think of pressing your ribs down into your mat and under your shoulders as you hover your hands and reach for the end of your mat as you chest lift and roll it back down. And chest lift and roll it back down. Now let's add a little more back to that. So chest lift. Now from here, squeeze those armpits together and feel that action in your back. Activate your pelvic floor and bring it down. One more time, and chest lift and bring it down. Now we're going to add a bicep curl. So chest lift, bicep curl, and bring it back down. Do that again. And chest lift and hover, bicep curl, and bring it back down. Activating that pelvic floor. Remember, ribs come down and under as you float that head up and roll it back down. One more time. And chest lift and bicep curl. Keep your arms at your shoulders and roll it back down. Now, keeping your arms at your shoulders, we're just going to do some chest lifts. And lift and lower. Now, don't let that lower belly pooch. Activate that pelvic floor. Everything is pulling up, 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 up. Really pull that pelvic floor up. And up and down. Now, circle those arms around behind your head so you're supporting your head and your weights. Bring your legs to tabletop. Squeeze those legs together and chest lift and down. And chest lift and down. Squeeze those knees together and chest lift and down and chest lift and down. Feet come down, head comes down. Once again, bring those weights to your shoulders. Now, before we add your chest lift, let's get your arm motion. So you're going to open your arms out to a T, circle them down to your heels, and come to a bicep curl. Open your arms out to a T, down to your heels, and a bicep curl. So as we go, chest lift, out to a T, circle them around, bring them in, and out to a T as you lift your chest, circle them around, bring it back. One more time like that, out to a T, in, now reverse it, and heels, out to a T, bring them in, and heels, out to a T, bring them in. One more, heels, out to a T, bring them in, and release it down. Good. All right, now let's do some roll-ups. So let's put your weights under your feet. If your weights don't roll, then do this without, just like flexing, just like we do our good morning roll-ups. Just flex your feet and push them out. So reach your arms towards the ceiling, take a big full breath of air in. And as you blow it out, ribs come down and under, nod your chin, roll it up and push those weights away from you. So now your weights are onto your calves. And I want you to press into those weights because you're going to see some and feel some asymmetry here. Start from your sit bones as you roll it back, pressing down on those weights. As you roll back, roll those weights back up to you and get your weights back to your feet. Here we go again. Take a breath. Now press down in those weights as you roll it up. Both legs trying to keep them symmetrical, and they may not. One weight may not stay even with the other. And start from your sit bones and roll it back. And both feet come back to your weights. Take a breath. Press down in your weights. Try to keep it equal as you push them out. And one more time, roll it back. And last one, take a breath. Push them out, pressing down in your weights. It's hard to do them both at the same time. And roll it back. Good. All right, let's do a couple of bridges. So let's keep our heels on the mat and put our toes on your weights. Hands are down by your side. Just a couple of bridges. This is giving a little bit more work. More awareness, not necessarily more work, just a little bit more awareness. of where I want you to work. Remember what your bridges are doing. Your bridges are strengthening your posterior chain and stretching your anterior chain. So expand your shoulder blades, close your ribs, nod your chin down. If your back will allow you to articulate, let's articulate. You have the balls of your feet on your waist and articulate it up. Bring it up. Really stretching, stretching, stretching. Now dig those heels down into that mat. Push those shins away from you and drop your sternum. Pull those ribs underneath you and articulate that spine down, one vertebra at a time. Take a breath and do it again. Here we go again, pressing those heels down into that mat. Articulate that spine up. Now try to get your pubic bone higher than your hip bones. Now push that left leg out, pressing down into that weight, and pull it back up, keeping those hips square. Same leg, push that left leg out. Try not to drop that left hip, and pull it back up. One more time, push that left leg out, and pull it back in. Drop your sternum, drop your ribs, lengthen your legs, and lengthen your back. And here we go, one more time. And start from your tailbone and articulate it back up again. Really lifting up nice and high, pushing through those hip bones. And roll that right leg out, pressing down into that weight. And push down into it as you roll it back. And roll it out. And roll it back. Try to keep that right hip up. And roll it back. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your glutes. Roll it back, drop your sternum, articulate that spine down. Stretch those legs up towards the ceiling, put a good hard flex on your feet, and take that stretch. Trying to keep your knees straight. Let's do an easy walk, just to get a little bit of stretch through those hamstrings. All right, let's take a second and do a rollover or two, just to stretch those hamstrings out. So bend your knees. Take a full breath and roll over. Open those legs hip distance apart, flex your feet. Now try to get your weight off of the back of your head, pressing down on your shoulders, pressing down on your hands, pushing through your heels, articulate that spine down, trying to keep your quads the same distance from your chest as you started. Hips hit the mat, circle those legs around, close those heels together. Here we go again. Take a full breath of air, blow it out. Come on over. Open those legs hip distance, flex those feet. Get the weight off of the back of your head, pressing down on your heels, and articulate that spine down, one vertebra at a time. Pressing those shoulders down. Heels hit that mat, and bend your knees. Good. Grab a hold of the back of your legs, give yourself a rock. Come on up. Grab your weights. And roll back down again. All right, let's go through our series of 5 with, actually, first of all, we're going to do our 100. We're plenty warmed up to do our 100 with your weights. It's a little bit more challenging today. So when you breathe, when you inhale, I want your palms facing down and you're pumping down. When you exhale, turn your palms over and you're going to push those weights up. It'll be really fun. You'll really like it. Here we go. Let's start with your legs in a tabletop position. Sorry, I forgot to change my camera angle after I was standing. Start with your legs in a tabletop position. Palms are facing down. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders and reach for the end of your mat. Here we go. Breathe as you pump. 1, 3, 4, 5. Turn your hands in. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And turn them over. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Now, if you can, stretch those legs out. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Come on, reach for the end of your mat and exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Squeeze those armpits. Exhale. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Reach, 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 reach. And bring everything down. Take a breath. All right, let's work some leg circles before we go into our series of 5. Actually, let's work both weights. Remember, if you need to not work your weights, that's perfectly okay. Drop your weights, that's perfectly all right. All right, let your arms go out to about 8 and 4. Not all the way out to a T. You do not need to have that kind of pressure on your rotator cuffs. Out to about 8 and 4. And your palms are facing the ceiling. Right leg comes to tabletop. Extend that left leg up. Put some external rotation on it. Now, if you can extend that left leg, great, do so, but not at the expense of your posture. If your left leg is straight, flex it. So you're really standing on that left leg. Now, hover your arms. Here we go. Cross your center line as you draw circles. Around, and 2, and 3. So your weights are actually helping you stay very stable through your powerhouse, and 5 in the other direction. You have action in both legs. Both legs are reaching. One's reaching towards the wall, one's reaching towards the ceiling. And finish. Lower your weights, flex that foot, take that stretch, and bring that other leg up, flex that foot, take that stretch. Now point that left foot, keeping that right foot flexed, lower it to the ground. If that doesn't work for you, bend that right knee, hover those arms. Here we go, cross your center line. You have a little bit of external rotation on that left leg. Pressing those shoulders into your mat. You're standing on your right leg. No rocking and rolling in those hips. And reverse your circles around. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. And come on, draw circles on the ceiling with that big toe. 2 more. Around and around. Finish your circles. Lower your arms. Flex that foot. Bring that other leg up and keep those feet flexed. Feel that stretch. Point those toes. Bend your knees and bring them down. All right, single leg stretch. So with your single leg stretch, your weights are going to, your palms are going to be up. Now we're going to do a bicep curl with each or almost every movement. So as your right leg comes in, you're going to bicep curl. As your left leg comes out, or as your left leg comes in, you're going to extend that bicep curl. You'll figure it out. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Reach for the end of your mat. Legs come to tabletop. Now, right leg comes in, left leg comes out. Now, really pull that leg in. Bicep curl and change. And curl and change. And 3 and change. And 4 and change. And 5 and change. Come on, squeeze that tuck in and change. Take a break. All right, now you're going to circle those arms around your shins, and then they open to a T. They don't have to go any farther than a T. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Roll it in and open to a T. And roll that tailbone up. Come on, go into that belly and stretch it out. And roll it up and stretch it out. And 4 and stretch. And 5 and stretch. 1 more. And 6 and stretch. Take a break. All right, 1 weight. You're going to draw a figure 8 with that weight as you're changing hands, working your single straight leg stretch. So let's walk through it once with your head, neck, and shoulders on the mat. Stretch your leg up. This is just so you can get an idea of what your arms and legs are doing. So you're going to come underneath your lifted leg. As you change legs, you're going to come underneath your other leg. So you're drawing a figure 8 as you're passing that weight underneath you. Here we go. Right leg up, arms out. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Stretch your left leg out. Here we go. And pass it underneath you and change it. And change it. And change it. And change it. And reach. Come on, both legs are reaching. Reach and reach. Come on, can you get those shoulders blades up just a little bit more? 2 more sets. And reach and reach and reach and reach and take a break. Double leg stretch. Double straight leg stretch. So let's do both weights behind your head, holding on. Head is rested in your weights. Stretch your legs up. They can go anywhere from straight up or tabletop or anywhere in between. Lifting up your head, neck, and shoulders. Down, 2, 3, pull them up. 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 Down, 2, 3, up, down, 2, 3, up, one more, down, 2, 3, up. Leave your weights there as we go into your crisscross. Criss and cross. Elbows are open. Criss and cross. And 3. Come on, really rotate from the lowest portion of your rib cage. And criss and cross. And criss. And one more. And criss and cross. And release it all down. Stretch those legs, stretch those arms out, lower your weights, take a second and drop your knees to one side and feel that stretch. Enjoy that stretch. And use your core, pull those knees through your center and over to the other side. All right, let's keep working a little bit of lateral work. So come back to your center. And once again, find your weights. Again, arms are at 8 and 4. Palms are facing the ceiling. Bring your legs to tabletop. Squeeze those knees together. Hover your arms. Your head, neck, and shoulders are down on the mat. Squeeze your knees together and take your knees to the right. Now push that left knee up to meet that right knee. Don't let that left knee drop. And bring it back. And over to the left. Push that right knee up to meet that left knee. And bring it back. Do it again. Over to the right. Push that left knee up. Come and go into those obliques to push that right knee up. And bring it back. And over to the left. Push that right knee up. And bring it back. One more set. Over to the right. Come on, stretch those arms. Reach, reach, reach. Hovering those arms. And center. And left. Right knee pushes. Center. Hands down. Knees down. All right. Changing it up just a little bit. I'm going to use one weight. You're going to put that weight between your knees. Be careful. Don't let it drop. All right. Same idea. Arms are out to the side. Let your arms stay on the mat. Legs come to tabletop. Or if you can't hold it in tabletop with that weight between your knees, that's all right. It can be a little bit less than a toe. Squeezing that weight together and take those knees to the right. Pressing that left shoulder down. Squeeze that weight and bring it back. And over to the left. And bring it back. And over to the right. And bring it back. And over to the left. And bring it back one more time. Over to the right. Close those ribs and bring it back, and over to the left, and bring it back. Remove your weight first before you put your feet down, so nothing gets hurt. Good. Give yourself a kick and a rock, and come on up. All right, we're going to work a little bit of our back. So we're going to come to our knees. We're going to spend a little bit of time on our knees. So if you need to put a speed bump in your mat so you can have some extra padding, do so now. That's fine. All right, so come on up to a high knee position, a high kneeling position. All right, so the concept here is you're going to keep a nice long flat back. I want you to stick your butt out. And when you stick your butt out, don't let your ribs pop. Keep your ribs closed. So think really long stretched back. Really long stretch back. We're going to do this first without any weights. I want you to open your left arm to a T and bring it back. Close your ribs. And open your right arm to a T and bring it back. And open your right arm to a T. Now rotate. Your head follows the direction of your stretch. Center and bring it back. Open your left arm. Look at your hand. Rotate. Back to center. Good. Here we go. Actually, let's just do one side at a time. All right. So you're taking your tailbone out. You've got a really nice long back. And weight is hanging. Open to a T and close. I want you to feel your shoulder blades sliding to your spinal cord. And open and close. Come on, feel that core activation. One more. Open and close. Now let's add your rotation. So open, turn your head, rotate, bring it back to square, turn your head, lower your weight. Open your weight, turn your head, rotate, back to square with your shoulders, turn your head, lower your weight. One more time. Open your weight, turn your head, rotate, shoulders go back to square, turn your head, lower it. Good, come on down, take a break. If you need a little more support maybe, or less pressure on your knees, tuck your toes underneath you. That'll take a little bit of pressure off your knees. Or let's do the other side. We've done them both without weight, so let's go straight into your weight. So again, if you need to tuck your toes under, that'll take a little bit of that weight off of those knees. All right, you're up nice and tall in that beautiful posture. Stick your tailbone out, but really think long back. Let this weight hang and open and close. Feel your core activate and open and close and open and close. One more, open. Now let's add your rotation. So you're going to open, look at your weight, rotate, square your shoulders, turn your head, lower your shoulder. Open, turn your head, rotate, square your shoulders, turn your head, lower your arm. Open, turn your head, rotate, square your shoulders, turn your head. One more time. Open, turn your head, rotate, square your shoulders, turn your head, bring it down, and take a break. Good. All right, same idea, still working your back, but now we're going to go to all fours. So again, if you need to keep that speed bump in your mat, do so. All right, so I want your weights on the outside of your pinky fingers. Hands are under your shoulders, knees are under hips. Let's just work right side. Same motion that we just did. Extend it out and bring it in. Extend it out and bring it in. Now grab that weight. Extend it out and bring it in. You just have to soften your elbow. Extend it out. Feel that core work. When you take that weight out away from you, when you've got that fulcrum pretty far away, your core has to kick in. Now we're going to add that rotation and look at it and rotate and bring it in and rotate it and bring it in and rotate it and bring it in. One more time and rotate it and bring it in. Good. Put that weight down. First of all, the other side without your weight. And out and in. So you're keeping those shoulders square. Nothing is moving. Here we go. Grab your weight. And out and in. Again, slide your shoulder blade in towards your spinal cord. All right, now all in one motion. And rotate and down. And rotate and down. And rotate. And one more. And rotate and down. Good. Sit back if your knees and hips will allow it, and let your arms stretch and stretch that back out. And come in, put your elbows on the inside of your knees and press out and feel that stretch across your shoulders. Good. All right. One more motion on our floors, on all fours, on our quadruped before we go to our bellies to work a little bit more extension. So let's go back to your right hand only in your weight. So expand your shoulder blades, knees are under your hips. You're gonna lift it out in front and close. Now you guys, if your shoulders don't like this, then take it out to the side again. That's okay. All right, and lift it out in front and close it. Now let's go to your bird dog. So your opposite leg and arm, and stretch it out and touch it back and stretch it out. Keep those hips square to the mat and touch it back. Now they're going to contract in the middle. Stretch it out and bring them in without a scoop. Pull them in with your belly tight and stretch it out and pull them both in and stretch it out and pull them both in. One more time. Stretch it out, pull them both in, take a break. Get off your wrist. Other side. All right, grab your weight. First of all, just in front. Remember, if your shoulders don't do this in front of you, take it straight out to the side. And front and in and front. Here we go. Add your leg and stretch it back. Touch your mat. Stretch it back. Now pull that belly in. Here we go. Stretch it back. Bring them in. Don't lose your core. And stretch it back. Bring it in. And stretch it back. And bring it in. One more. Stretch it back. Pull your belly up. Bring it in. And relax it down. Stretch your wrists out. All right, let's go to your bellies. So weights are, we're gonna roll our weights. So if your weights don't roll, then you can do this just on your fingers. You can just roll your fingers out. So you're gonna have your palms on your weights at about your shoulders. Legs are about hip distance apart, so that the wider your legs are, the kinder this is on your back. You don't need to squeeze those legs together. I still want you to activate your glutes because that will protect your low back. Forehead on your mat. Back of your neck is nice and long. All right, slide your shoulder blades down your back. All right, now you have a marble underneath the tip of your nose. And you're going to roll that marble out away from you. As you roll that marble out away from you, you're also going to roll those weights out away from you. So roll that marble out away from you as you roll those weights out. So your weights are going to come to about your wrists. Slide your shoulders down your back, close your ribs, check your posture position. Pull that belly button up so you're not sunk into your low back. You're activating your glutes, squeeze your glutes. Now you're going to pull your arms in first to protect your shoulders, then roll your marble back home. Let's go again. Roll your marble out away as you roll your weights out. Check your posture. Pull everything in and up. And roll your weights in first, then roll your marble back. 2 more times. Roll those weights out away from you. Stretch it long. Come on, pull your belly in and up. Squeeze your glutes, pull that belly up. Weights come in first. Roll your marble back home. Last one. Roll it out as you roll those weights out away from you. Check your posture. Shoulders away from you. Watch out that you haven't cricked your neck. Weights come in first, then roll it all back down. Good. All right, take your weights out to the side. And we're gonna do a wide push-up. So elbows are bent and facing towards the ceiling. Slide your shoulders down your back. Open your legs about the width of your mat. And close your ribs, press down on your insteps. So it feels like your knees are pulling off that mat. I don't want you to lock your knees and pull your knees off that mat. I want your knees to have that feeling that they're coming off the mat because of the downward pressure on your insteps. Pressing down on your weights, pressing down on your feet, opening up your chest. Come on, you guys, this is all about that posture. Pull that belly button up, pull your shoulders away from your ears, and bring it all down. You should really feel this across your pectorals. Pressing down on your insteps, pulling up on your belly button, press down on those weights and lift. Sort of a modified swan position. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and bring it all down. One more time. Press down on your feet and come on up. Lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it. And bring it all down. Good. Leave your weights where they are. Press yourself up to all fours. Let's do a cat to get that back stretch. Scoop your belly, drop your head, pull that belly up. So across your shoulders is the highest portion of your mountain. And roll your weights in, grab your weights in your hand, and tuck your toes under. Come on up to that pike position. Press your heels down. Walk your feet up. And soften your knees. Slide your shoulders down your back. And with a nice flat back, not a rounded back, a flat back. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Soften your knees. Come up a little bit. Keep sliding those shoulder weights down your back. And come up a little bit more. Nice flat back. And come up a little bit more. And come up the rest of the way. Good. Let's finish with some standing weight work. So, starting with some easy bicep curl work. So, arms are out in front of you at shoulder height. Here we go. 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Hold them in. Now put your heels together into a Pilates stance. Squeeze those knees together. Activate your smile muscles. Open your elbows out to the side. Here we go. 8 and 7 and 6. Squeeze those legs together. 5. Pull up in that pelvic floor. And 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And lower them down. Turn your palms behind you. Push them back. Push. And 2. Don't pop your ribs open. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Now slide those weights up your back. 8 and 7. Elbows pointing straight back. And 6. Close your ribs. Squeeze those glutes together. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring those weights in front of you. Start to circle them, and they're coming up for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse them going down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Reverse them going up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse them coming down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more set going up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your elbows to your forehead. Weights are touching your forehead. Extend them out to a 45-degree angle. Out and in. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. And in. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And bring them all down. Good. Roll those weights down. Let your back relax. You don't have to go all the way down, but really let your back round. Let it happen. Just relax. All right, now you've got the weight of your weights in your shoulders. So nice and easy to let those arms circle. So once you start the circles, it's the centrifugal force that keeps the circles moving. Now pull your belly in and up. Really scoop, scoop, scoop your belly. Feeling the stretch across your shoulder blades. And try to stop your circles. Now start your circles in the other direction, and then it's the centrifugal force that keeps those circles moving. Good, and soften your knees if you need to, roll all the way down, carefully release your weights, roll it back up again. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. All right, take a nice wide position, open those arms out to the side, and take your right arm over and reach for your left arm. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. And open that right arm back up. And left arm comes up and over as you reach it. Feel that nice good stretch. And bring it up. And interlock your hands behind you. If you can close your palms, great. Slide your palms down your back as you open up your chest. Feel that great stretch across your chest. And release it. Take a big full breath. Oh, and blow it out. Oh, you guys, thanks for working out with me this morning. Have a wonderful day today. And I will see you whenever I see you next. Thanks, guys.
That was great, Marnie. Thank you. That was really great.
Yeah, thank you.
Good class. Thank you.